Hey guys, it's Shadow, and today I'm going to be clearing my mind because I actually, for the last 3 episodes, have been calling it. I've probably been saying Planet Coaster on the videos. I didn't really go back. I know at least on the last one, I said Project Coaster. And that is such a big mistake by me, and I feel like such an idiot that I didn't catch on to the fact that I was saying it earlier. So I just want to come out and just say that I am so sorry for calling it that. It is actually Planet Coaster, not Project Coaster. Now, I could have gotten away with it if I was like saying that it was a project that I was working on, but I was calling the game Project Coaster, and it's actually Planet Coaster, and I am so sorry that I actually said that. I had my mic tilted down, whatever. But yeah, welcome to episode 4 or part 4, depending on which way you want to call it. It's not that much of a difference, honestly. It's not like a planet and project difference. But whatever. So I started out this episode by actually filling in another space that I kind of left open. And I kind of went with the idea of what I said last episode of I wanted to place another building down to have kind of an alleyway. Like you need to walk around buildings to get to other buildings. And I thought it was such a cool idea. So I did it and I really like it. I really like how it's turned out so far. And for those of you who actually come for like only roller coasters, don't worry. There is actually a roller coaster in this one. I started working on a roller coaster next to the house that I built last time. It was kind of like a shop, but it actually, I don't know, it kind of takes on the same theme that the rest of the buildings have, but it has like a couple twists in it. I don't know, it's really cool. Now I'm only going to be finishing about half of it in this episode. The next episode I will finish it completely off. It's going to be a big project because once I started getting into it and after about 2 or more hours had rolled past of me building on this roller coaster like dependently, I realized I was like, okay, this is a 2-part episode thing. So I actually will be finishing the roller coaster next episode. The roller coaster itself is finished. It's more kind of the building that surrounds the queue and everything. But yeah. Now on this building right here, I actually created this overhang and I really like how that turned out. I really like the idea of having to walk under an awning to get past a building. I don't know. It's not really a requirement because there's like 3 or 4 other paths to go through if you don't want to go this way. But it's very beautiful. I really like it. I like how it's turned out so far. Now this probably isn't much of a big deal, but I put that wood pole right there through that window and I didn't realize it until like a lot later and I ended up deleting the window, I think, and it just kind of turned out that way. I don't know. It looked okay. Now I kind of like how that turned out, but I realized something whenever I was, putting lighting in there that I don't think I covered up the back or anything. Did I? No, I did. Okay, it was in another part of the park that I did something similar to that, and I just forgot to close it up, really. But yeah, that works. It's good. I don't know. You should, like, people who watch this video, you should definitely come back and tell me either if I should put a shop in there or if I should just leave it the way it is. And I also want to ask if you guys want to kind of take a part in the development of this park, leave a comment in what kind of theme I should do in the next like area of the park. I'm thinking more of kind of a modern thing because we have these glass windows and like glass archways and stuff. And we also have like the metal roofing and the curved roofing, and it looks really cool. And I think I should probably use something like that next time that I do some. Like, not on this part of the park, because this is obviously themed towards, like, pirates and whatnot. But whenever I do the next part, I definitely want to do modern. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. And, yeah, we'll make it happen. But, yeah. I've started school again. 19 years old, and I've started school again. It is not college. I actually, for those of you that don't know, that aren't like my real life friends or anything, I actually dropped out of school in 10th grade. I had too much problem with like teachers not understanding that I have like a learning disability for some subjects. And I don't know, it was an awkward situation, and I'm actually getting my GED to actually have a diploma, which I definitely need in the real world. Kind of everybody needs one. But yeah, it's kind of fun. It's interesting learning about other people, I guess, because that's what we're focusing on at the moment, is just kind of like learning who each one of us are, like learning about each other. And then I guess, like, I don't know, the first 4 days are orientation, and then next week we start like studying in class and stuff. I don't know. It's a weird situation, but it's whatever. If you don't have to go through it, you don't have to go through it. And I'm not going to make you learn about it because nobody wants to learn about that. But yeah, I really like throwing in all these little like purple and flowery bushes and stuff. I might even overuse them. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. They look very beautiful, so I'm just going to keep using them unless you guys tell me otherwise. So you can actually, I placed more there. It's just, I don't know. I placed a lot throughout this episode because we're kind of limited on the amount of plants that we have right now. Even though it does look very beautiful, we are kind of limited. So I just kind of leave it the way it is. But yeah, I really like how this building, and I really like how the roller coaster building and some of the decorations around the roller coaster, I like how they're coming so far. And it just looks amazing. And I might have spent too much time on the parts that I did on the roller coaster. But you know what? It turned out to be so worth it, honestly. Like, I can't wait to see whenever it's finished. Currently, it looks beautiful. It really does. But I had a problem to where whenever I started building the enclosement for the queue, actually I have two problems. I built the queue for the straight like entrance line, otherwise known as the queue, and I forgot to build the exit. I genuinely did, and I feel so stupid for it, really. But now I'm almost completely finished with the building, and I'm not sure where to put the exit. So I might just end up running it out either the back side of the building and have it wrap around and have like gardens around it or something. It'll give me an excuse to make more flowery areas and more decorations for the roller coaster, like around the roller coaster. So I don't know. It might have been a good thing in itself. But I did part of the building, and then I realized that the actual, like, not the entrance, but the like little roller coaster area where it actually parks at, right up there where you stand in line, that area actually is not at the same, it's not on the same grid as what the normal building is. So I'm having to find like weird ways to change that. I don't know, but anyway, I actually kind of made this little dip in with these corner pieces. I thought it looked pretty neat, actually. I kind of do like a overhang over it, so it looks like it's got a balcony, or not a balcony, but it's got like kind of like an awning area above it. But it's not really an awning area. It's just like the second floor above it, or whatever it becomes, like the roof or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I just threw in a bunch of weird ideas to see what would work and what wouldn't work, and I like how it's turning out so far. I really do. Oh my gosh, I can't speak English, dude. But I ended up making kind of a balcony area up here. It might be a little bit too big for what it is, and I might end up changing it. But the way that I added the supports on the inside, because I only made that because, like, obviously you can see it on the outside, but whenever you're on the inside, that's when it gets the most beautiful, honestly, because like you're gonna end up having like a bunch of lighting coming from the outside going inside. And then you have, like, this isn't the final pole that I use right here. It was kind of just a placeholder for the moment, because I was trying to find something that looked really cool. And then I ended up settling on using these little columns here that look like they're supposed to go to, like, a palace. And I don't know, they just look awesome. So I kind of stuck with it, and I like how it turned out. I really do. I use them quite a bit on the inside from what I've done so far. So yeah, and so you can see here how it doesn't end up lining up with the actual entrance over there. So I'm kind of just going to have to work with it. Maybe make two separate buildings and just kind of inch them together until they look like they're like one building. I don't know. I'll figure it out as I go. But yeah, the roof on this is probably going to be really tricky because it's going to be a large roof, a very large roof. And I need it to look like it needs to look kind of fluid, not really like one roof. It needs to look like maybe multiple roofs, and that's the kind of design that I want to go for on this whole roof. I don't know. I just like making interesting things. I like making original things. So yeah, I don't know. Just a thought. Man, I just ran to McDonald's earlier because I was like super hungry when I got out of class, but I got some ice. I actually added these little skulls right here, and I don't know why I did, but anyway. Right here, I'm probably gonna end up making like kind of like you can see through to see where you're going in the cube, but it still kind of leaves you wondering because there's gonna be a lot of closed off areas that you can't really see. And that's honestly like a lot of amusement parks do that just to keep you wondering. Like you're going around the corner and you're like, okay, so this got to be the last corner. It looks like there's nobody up here. Yeah, this is the last corner. And you go up there and you've still got like two more rooms to go through. And like genuinely it sucks, but it's just part of, roller coaster life or any amusement park life. But yeah, I started using all these different angles inside the building just to make it look a little bit more unique. And I really like how it's turning out so far. I really do. I wanted to add just a plain wall with some windows here, but it turned out to not really work. So I kind of free placed an archway there and then added one window place here. And then I started using these pillars again because like I said, they're too beautiful really to pass up. Like you got to use them somewhere. And I ended up using them in here just because they fit the build, and I don't know, I think they would add a lot of eye candy, so I'm just going to kind of leave them. Other than the fact that I had to move them around because they were sticking up through the balcony above it, but that's my bad. Now, I actually, I don't know what part I'm at. Oh, I was kind of adding the second room that I was talking about. As you can see right here, it doesn't really fit properly, but I added ways to kind of hide it. I added these little pieces here on the edges, so it looks like it's just one building, but in fact it actually is two buildings with a bunch of little parts added here and there to hide it all. And I didn't want to do a regular just straight entrance, so I did this kind of curved entrance to see how it would work, and I really liked how it turned out. I like the idea of the unique shape to it, how it just kind of flows off the main road right into the entrance, and it's really cool. Now, one part that I actually am going to have to work a lot on is probably this little area right here where the roller coaster comes out. Since the floors didn't match up exactly how I wanted them to, I actually had to kind of merge another third room on what it would technically be as a third room, but basically, yeah, as you can see, I add these lower walls, or did I? Yeah, I added the lower walls, and then I added the 45 degree wall, whatever, and I had to very painstakingly put this archway on it, because it just looked like it needs an archway. It really does, but there's no good way for me to get one on there, because I didn't want a huge exit. Now that I look at it, I might go back and put a huge one on there, but for right now, this kind of works. It was another one of those things, I kind of hit it with some pillars, and yeah, here we are. But yeah, I'm still kind of working on the room. Eventually, I do work on the roller coaster. One thing that I noticed for some odd reason, whenever I was playing through this a little bit, I might see it during this playthrough, the walls around the archway out there, they actually ended up disappearing whenever I was riding the roller coaster at the very end, which was kind of odd to me. I was like, where'd they go? Oh, I was pressing Control Z, which is the backspace button, and I saw them disappear right there. I guess I pressed it too many times, and it ended up deleting them. I thought possibly it got moved away or something, but I guess it didn't. I don't know. I'm just imagining things, I guess. But yeah, I didn't want to do too steep of a incline on this, so I brought it up to where you would like presume that a mid incline would be at, and then I didn't want to drop it all the way either, so I met it about halfway, maybe like 40% off the ground, and then I did kind of a loop just because, like, I don't know, I wanted to add some entertainment, but I can't figure out, like, I don't know if this is a glitch with the roller coasters currently, but it looks like only certain roller coasters can do like loops and whatnot, so I just kind of did this little swirly loop thing there, not like a full upside down loop, and then did a bunch of really steep banks and whatever else I could do. I don't remember what else I did actually. I think it was just a bunch of really steep like sweeps, like really tight turns, and then that was pretty much it, I believe. I don't remember what else I did with the roller coaster really. Most of the time, I was really working on the attractions around it. Like, not the things that you actually ride, but just the decorations around the roller coaster to make it feel like you're on an adventure or something, you know? And I ended up using a lot of the kind of piratey parts, and I don't know, I just really like how that theme looks, even though it's overused because it's one of the only themes we have in the game. I used it kind of to make an archway at the very beginning, and you'll see whenever I start building it, it kind of evolves as I'm building it, but here you kind of see, oh, I guess did I not finish it? Oh, okay. Here you kind of sort of get an idea of what the roller coaster is like. Again, if you wait till the end, you will actually see a good first-person ride-through, so if you're waiting for that, it's at the end. I guess you can skip through if you want. That's totally up to you. I don't control, what buttons you push or whatever. But here I actually started using terraforming for the first time in the game, and I really like how it works. I really do. You can actually add earth wherever you want. So I built kind of these archways out of the earth, and it looks really nice to me. I really like it. I might end up going back and kind of coloring it a little bit, but that's just what I was going to do. So I just didn't get around to it in this episode, but that'll be next episode whenever we finish it all off. And here I'm actually working on the towers that I was talking about, the archway. This was my original idea, was to make two of these exactly the same, and then kind of copy them over and make an archway out of that, like I'm doing right here. And I ended up changing the design by the time I was done. Honestly, there's like, you guys can see it better than I can, but there's probably like another good 10 minutes. No, less than 10 minutes. There's like another good 6 minutes of me building this. But in real life, it was more like 45 minutes. It was crazy. I spent way too much time on this today. But it was really fun building it. I really like how it turned out. But yeah, I changed the curved angles on the inside to like square angles, so it almost looked kind of like a window or something, like if it had a flat bottom and then curved up at the top. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it almost looks like those little archways right there. But you'll see what I do. It's kind of interesting, and I didn't want them looking exactly the same. Like, I know they're just props, you can't go inside them, but I was like, I want some kind of unique angles to it. So I started adding the door here, and I realized, I was like, there's no good way to put a door on this thing. So I removed that, and I was just going to end up doing kind of a square angle right here, but only on that one. And then I realized, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this all across the side, and I'm going to do it on both of them. So I end up doing that, and I really like how that turned out. Honestly, I really like that one a lot better in the just fully circular one. I can't even say that word right. But again, I ran into the problem, which I guess I really shouldn't have ran into the problem. But basically, I couldn't put the doorway on. So I was like, you know what? If I stack the doorways perfectly centered and then kind of push them back, it'll look kind of like an archway going into it. So I was like, you know what? That looks good enough. We'll go with it. I don't know why I didn't just make a archway going into it. Now that I think about it, that probably would have been a lot easier. But you know, I can't go back and fix my mistakes. Or I guess I could in the next episode. It's totally up to you guys, but I think it looks good how it turned out so far. Now, I just keep working on this for, like another 4 or 5 minutes. It's ridiculous how long I worked on this thing, I swear. Really, I don't know when I start working on the architecture. I start working on the lighting here, which I really like how the lighting is, but it almost looks too bright for what this piece is. But then again, it's very beautiful, so I'm proud of my work. But like, I spent way too much time on it. Now I started adding these lights. I guess I started adding them to buildings back in the first episode, but I've started using them a lot more now. It looks so good, and I'm like, you know what? I need to add them everywhere. But yeah, I use pretty much every single color that you have for these spotlights in the game right here on these pillars. I love it how I got through most of that and then realized that I still needed to make that curved angle right there. Just a flat square. I'm such a goofball, I swear. But yeah, you guys definitely, like, if you have suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I can never like emphasize that enough. Because like, I just love interaction. I genuinely do. Like, I like to hear what you guys think about the park, or what you want changed, or what you want to see in the park. Like, literally, if you comment anything, I will do it besides a penis, because I'm not doing that. I'm just not. It's not a thing I'm going to do, because, like, that just sounds so weird. Watch me do it in the next episode, and, like, everybody's just laughing, and I'm laughing at myself, and I'm just dying. But anyway, I actually started adding the kind of plants, I guess you can say, environment here, whatever you want to say. I don't know. I can't think of it. Like agriculture? No, not really. That's not a good term for it. But I started adding this stuff, and I started messing around with more terraforming right over here. But I don't know. I really like how the terraforming looks. I really do. And I think, was I on a phone call here? I think I actually was. I think I was calling my mom at this point. I might cut this part out. I don't know. I might just leave it in. It's a good time for me to talk, am I right? Wait, no, I wonder. This might not have been me on the phone. This might have been me going to get soup. Literally. No, they're right. I'm back. Yay. Okay. Future Andrew is like looking at the old Andrew, and I'm just like, what are you doing? But yeah, I don't know. I messed around with the game a lot today. Man, I spent way too much time on this. Like, I'm probably, there should be like somebody who's counting how many times I say that in this episode, but I probably said it like 12 times because I seriously spent a lot of time on this. I mean, it turned out worth it. It really was worth it. But, like, I don't know. Was it a waste of time or was it not? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm a goofball and I don't know what I'm saying half the time. I'm bored. This is just like, literally, I came home from school and I just immediately started making this because, like, I don't have, like, sometimes I'll have like one day in advance planned out on my channel, but usually it's just me going day by day. Like, I know there's channels like Linus Tech Tips and like probably Good Mythical Morning that they'll plan like their videos out in like a week before. Like, literally they're making a video on Monday and that video won't publish until, say, like the next Monday, literally. And it keeps them kind of on track. So like if there's one day that they can't be there to make videos, basically they'll have 5 more days to make a video for that day that they're not there. Basically it'll mean they'll have to make 2 videos in a day, but they're able to make it up. Now, if you're running on day by day, you don't have time to make it up. You have to make it before that day. And it kind of sucks, but I don't know. I used to do that. I used to have like 3 videos planned out in advance. So I could have like, if I needed to, if it was an emergency, I could have like 3 days in advance that I wouldn't have to upload or anything. And it was kind of cool. It worked. Now, right here, I believe I actually stopped because I was on the phone. I do remember that part. So I guess I'm kind of going to leave you guys with some aftershots because I know I don't play very much at the very end of this. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I hope I see you in the next one. Leave a like if you like these aftershots, because it's just beautiful and it shows all my work, and I'm very grateful if you like it. So I hope I see you guys in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you.